Hey everybody, this is Crystal with another edition of Let's Get Crystal Clear. Now you guys know we love to talk about relationships, so we had to come back with another relationship show from All No Doubt. Love Goals airs this coming week, and I have two of the stars from Love Goals here with me, Theresa and Dwayne Bowe. Welcome, guys.
Hello. Thank you, Jordan.
Welcome to Let's Get Crystal Clear. Now we get honest here, so we're gonna have a real honest conversation. First of all, you guys are doing well.
Yes.
Right? Pro athlete, realtor turned hip hop artist. Y'all are good.
Yes.
What would make the two of you guys decide? And the love seems real. I'm here. I'm telling y'all, it's authentic. The chemistry feels right. What would make you decide to go on a reality show?
It was God, honestly, because I was always, when you got a little stature, you don't believe that you have problems or issues. You know what I'm saying? You try to hide it with the money or the friends, and she was just crying out for a lot of me and her time. You know what I'm saying? I just retired, and I was like, she was like, man, you need to go see somebody. I'm like, I ain't want to see nobody. But if you really love somebody, you're gonna bend and conform. And I think that was the best decision I made besides marrying her. Was going to see a counselor. Now,
Theresa, he says that you were needing more time. Were you at a place when you heard about the show that you were not really happy, or you were?
Oh gosh, that's why when he said God, it really was God, because I was secretly looking for counseling.
Okay.
Not with him not knowing, and we get the phone call, and it was this. And then once we got to the details of who was going to be counseling us, and the network it was going to be on, I knew it was going to be nothing but positive and the best of the best. So I was like, wow, perfect timing, but we're so, like, our life is so consumed with everyone else needing us. Like, especially when you are him, it's just like the family, the friends, just me, everybody needs him.
Right.
I felt like we was falling short on us.
Right.
We put us on the back burner, and everything else was more important.
Right. I think that's interesting, because to a lot of women, we talked about this a little earlier off camera, a lot of women, the ultimate goal is to have a man that has status, definitely an athlete or a rapper, either one. Those are probably the two highest goals for women. And you're saying that you had that, and authentically so, because you guys actually have been together for almost 10 years, right?
11.
11 years. So you guys have been together for a long time, but still you had exactly what a lot of women think is going to be the perfect situation, and things weren't absolutely perfect.
Right. And the thing is, when things aren't perfect, people that stay together forever, they're able to get through the things that's supposed to tear them apart.
Right.
So we both been in relationships, and we know that, we leave one problem to go find another one. And it was just like, he is genuinely an amazing person.
Right.
So I see why so many people leech on and grab on and don't want to let go. I get it, because he's just dope, like, seriously. So it was something worth fighting for. It's not every man or woman you meet you're going to fight for.
Right.
Like, he was worth it. So it was just like time for us to get our relationship into perspective, because if you're not healthy for each other, you can't continue to be healthy for the world.
Right. Now I want to go back a little bit, because you guys got together. We again were talking a little bit off camera before you guys came on board. We were talking a little bit, and you actually had, unlike some athletes, significant others, you had your own life. You were popping. You were a real estate agent. You were doing really well in your career. When he met you, you already had your own, right? So knowing that, because a lot of women are looking to get with the athlete so that they don't have to do that.
Right.
Knowing that you had your own and you had been able to be successful, getting involved with a pro athlete, that has got to be rough with all the women, just all the women.
Oh, it was rough.
Well, it's a lot, because I feel like it's two sides to a lot of things, because we met in Kansas City.
Okay.
And we moved to Miami. So when we moved to Miami, this is when he got like his multi-million-dollar contract.
Yeah.
And I uplifted and uprooted myself from Kansas City. I had a business there, the real estate business, etc. And he's like, I have all of this money. I don't want you to work, just raise our son.
Right.
I never not worked a day in my life. I came from nothing. So I went to Kansas City, worked through college, everything.
Right.
And it was like me. But that break that I took for them 6 months that he told me not to work.
You took a break for 6 months.
That's it.
Listen.
She said it like she went.
Okay,
6 months.
the reason why, this is what a lot of athletes do. They put you on an allowance. They do all of these things, and it becomes control.
Right.
It's like you're not yourself, because it's almost like you have to make sure his clothes is clean, food is done. It's like a job. I mean, I got a kid, and now I got like these chores, and he better not come home and his food's not done. It's like I became his girl, his baby mama, his maid, his cook, his
Side chick,
it
all
was
of
a
it.
lot. I was like, wait a minute, all of this not to work when I enjoyed working.
Right.
So I want my life back. It's like you lose yourself and you become, and a lot of athletes hold that over a lot of girls' head because they don't have nothing to fall back on.
Right.
So they sit at home and get an allowance and they get controlled.
They get control. You didn't want that. Let me ask you. Wait,
Do
is
you
that-
agree?
Is that what you wanted? Did you want, especially, having that much money, being young, being fly, having that much money, did you think that that's the type of relationship that you wanted, where you could just have somebody that was there every time you
I
called?
mean, that's what I seen on TV.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so much important to watch what you watch, because that can become your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting on Instagram, so for me to see this is how people live and this how they catch their bait and this how they keep their, I'm just like, that's not real.
Right.
I'm from the era before all social media, so I really know this is like my real best friend.
Right.
And I was like, would you treat your best friend like that, or would you, you know what I'm saying? I wanted her to be happy like the same person she was when I met her.
Right.
And when I let her do her thing, I mean, she just been,
Yeah.
it's like,
And how do you, because I actually have had men tell me, well, I need this, right? And I feel more comfortable when a woman is doing that. So how does she still make you feel like the man that you need to be in the relationship, even though she's independent?
I mean, she tell me every day, like, you the king, She see what I do without saying it or bragging about it. She see the calls I get. She just see the energy and the people I keep around me and just all the good things people say about me.
Yeah.
It just keeps me on the right path. I still need to, I'm from the dirt, so I need to still be this kind of person no matter what accolades I got.
Right.
I don't even pay attention to that. I'm just, this is just it. I ain't in my head. I ain't on the ground looking at, oh, you singing such and such. I'm like, call my best friend. What you doing? What we doing, baby? What play we making? And
Yeah,
she
for
just
me being
on it.
independent, I never tested his manhood or questioned who he was to me.
Mhm.
I still treat him like the king that he is.
Right.
I still make him breakfast every morning. I make sure his clothes, anything he needs, I'm still there for him. It's just when it comes to certain, it's a different level of respect. Like
Right.
he looks at me as his equal
Mhm.
more than like, oh God, another responsibility.
Right.
It's a difference.
It's definitely a difference. I don't think a lot of times women understand that until they get in the situation, and then they may not like it. Sometimes all that glitters is not necessarily gold. Now let's go fast forward again to the show. What situation? Where were you guys at in your marriage at the time the show started? And then kind of take us through how the therapist on the show, Spirit, was able to help you get through some of that.
So like I said, I was looking for counseling prior. So we got the call and we were at a place to where he got engulfed in his music. He turned, into his first love, which is a rapper. And that comes with endless studio nights and the entourage and just so much. I was like, oh my God, I thought life after football was going to be us.
Right.
I thought I was going to have my man, like, you know what I mean? I thought it was going to be different. But it was a continuation of just the guys.
Right.
So I started feeling neglected. And I'm like, you know what, if something doesn't give, I might as well do this by myself, because if you're in a studio and I'm working, I'm raising kids and I'm doing everything myself, like, what's the purpose?
Right.
And that's a very depleting feeling. And meeting Spirit, she tapped into places that I don't think neither one of us knew we had. And she touched on things and it was amazing.
Yeah. Now, again, if you're just tuning in, of course, this is Let's Get Crystal Clear, and we're getting crystal clear with Theresa and Dwayne Bowe. They are on the new show, Love Goals, which of course airs on OWN. Now, you talked a little bit about the fact that you were in a place where you felt alone, he wasn't understanding, but you actually talked about something that happened to you during childhood that Dwayne had no idea about. Can you talk about that?
I mean, I didn't even know that it affected me the way that it did. I didn't know the way that I was treating his friends and just the
Well, let's tell people exactly what happened. So you shared.
I shared on the show that at 12 years old I was molested by my mommy's boyfriend.
Okay.
I had never talked about it since I told my mom at 12 years old, and she dismissed it. When she didn't believe me, I was like, oh my God, it's my fault. It's, I'm bad, I'm this. So I kept it a secret. I have best friends that didn't even know. So on the show, I let everyone know because it was an open forum. Other people went through it. It made me feel really comfortable.
Right.
And I told him, so it came to, like, he was like, wow, this is deeper than just my guy friends. It's our children.
Right.
These guys love my kids. And every time they walk through the door, it's like picking up my daughter and you know, it's
like,
just, I'm like,
your subconscious
yes.
is, Did you realize that? Because holding that, I don't want us to go past that. Holding that in for so long. At 12 years old, you're like becoming learning how to become a woman, and that changes, you know, who you are.
Everything.
How did that affect the way you interacted with men, and how were you able? Because obviously you were able to feel safe with him, which is it speaks to you guys' relationship before that.
To be honest, you know, like I said, I just touched on this in October, and here we are at March. I look back now because I did not know it affected me. I started dating older men once I got to college. You know, I'm a 17, 18-year-old girl, and I had almost a 40-year-old boyfriend, and it was normal. And it's like when people looked at it, they were like, something's wrong with this. And I'm like, I mean, you know, this is what it is. But a lot of times when you're molested as a kid, it puts you in a whole different place. It gives you things that you should not have, and it makes you accept things that you should not accept. I didn't know it wasn't okay. I didn't know. No one told me that. I feel like if just one person had spoke to me about what to do and what not to do, I wouldn't be here telling the story today.
Yeah. How was your relationship with your mother after she dismissed it? Because she I'm sure she did the best that she could at that time. But what was your relationship with her like right after that? And then what is it like now?
So I just remember my mom always working. She had 8 children. I was the youngest of 8.
Wow.
After I came out with this, my sisters all told me they went through it as well. But prior to that, I just went into school, and I got into any activity that was available. I played track, badminton, volleyball, anything you could think of, extra credit, anything, just to stay away from home, because what happens is predators don't attack until you're alone.
So you were trying not to ever be at home alone. Wow.
So fortunately, I got a track scholarship to Kansas City. That's how Bo and I, you know, got into the same state at the same time. But ever since my mom didn't believe me, it kind of like put a barrier between us, because I'm like, I'm your daughter, you know what I mean? And I know she probably needed help. As I'm older, I get it. Like she had 8 kids, couldn't afford things or whatever. I remember situations, but he was bringing food into the house and doing certain things that now as an adult, I'm like, she didn't want to lose that. Yeah. She didn't want to lose him because she had 8 kids, no man in the house. So
food on the table.
Yeah.
Can't
So
snitch on the plug.
That's so sad, though. That's
That's
so.
I mean, it's real life, though.
It is. It's real life. It's a lot of people's reality. I think sometimes the mother doesn't. She's. I can't believe it. Not that she wouldn't want to be there, but it's just like it just she can't handle it.
don't want to believe it. Don't want to believe it, and don't want to lose it.
Yeah, I don't want to lose that for herself. Wow. Now, you've written a book, and you actually. So okay, before we go there, Dwayne, talk about how you felt when you heard that had happened to your wife.
Christal, I was so mad.
Yeah.
I'm talking about us cameras and all these. They looking at me. I'm like, where he at? And she was just like, don't worry about it. I'm like, why you just not telling me that? And she was like, that's why when all the boys there, when they be lifting up rain, I be I'm like, you should have been told me. I would have been told you. Y'all got to hear it. If I can come home at 7, y'all know our time is over. You feel me?
Yeah.
It was no like, she loved my friends. They love me. They love the kids. So I'm thinking we just one big happy family. You feel me?
Yeah.
But that was deep, and when that came out, I just been on a whole nother.
It's real.
That is real, and I think a lot of times you guys have been married a long time, but that had not come out. Right. So that just proves that sometimes you could be married a long time, it could be good, and you just still because it sounds like you hadn't really dealt with it yourself.
No. And I think also, like we've been together a long time. We've only been married for 2 years, so I just wanted to correct that. But we've been together, living together 10 years. But I think a lot of times you do counseling before marriage. Yeah. We never did counseling. Yeah. So we were figuring this thing out ourselves. I think if we did counseling, they probably would have touched on certain things that we didn't talk. I don't know, but this counseling did. So shout out to Love Goals, man. That show has really changed our life, and it has strengthened our bond.
I love that.
Like outside of being my best friend, it's like I know he understands me. He gets me now. So I wouldn't trade it in for the world.
I like that. What I like about them, what I love about just the interaction I've seen thus far is that you guys truly seem like best friends. Yeah. Right? Because we see a lot of Hollywood relationships, and I was talking with a few people last week about a show called Relationship Goals, where everyone's trying to have this look, but the look externally can't mean much if it's not real. Right. And you can tell real from fake, right? You can tell the difference when you sit down and you interact. The energy feels really like you guys really are best friends. How have you managed to nurture that for, even if because marriage is one thing, but just having a relationship for that long, and maintaining that friendship. How have you guys done that?
Excuse me. I think a family that pray together, stay together. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we was brought up in church, and you know, when we get out downtown, we pray. We map out our day. We got a schedule. We just, you know, if you see a goal in front of you, you will achieve it.
Yeah.
Most people don't like to write their goals down. They put it in their phone. Like, oh, remember, I'm gonna set a reminder. But if you don't look at what you're trying to accomplish, it's like you're just gonna be running in circles. You know what I'm saying?
And I think if you know, like all of us could think about our best friend, like the same sex best friend. You let your best friend live their lives. Like your best friend can go to a restaurant without you. They can celebrate Christmas with someone that they want to. You let them be themselves.
Right. You're not trying to control them.
Once you get in a relationship, a lot of times things change.
Yeah.
So there's things that Bo do that I don't like all the time. I mean, it's things that I do that I'm pretty sure he wish I didn't do, but he knows I like it. I like to eat at restaurants. He likes home cooked meals, so I'll cook him a home cooked meal, then I'll go to my restaurant, and I'll have a friend meet me, and it's okay.
Right.
He likes to smoke. I don't smoke.
Right.
It's like I let him smoke. Like do what you do with your guys, and you know, it's not like I'm like don't do it because I don't like to do it, or don't go eat, because it's like you can't control somebody. You got to let them be themselves.
Yeah.
And we do that once you my boyfriend.
Put a title on it. It's like,
It changes. You got to spend
trying
Christmas
to
with
make
me,
the look
Valentine's
for
Day.
the
You got to do
gram, 'cause
everything
you
with
done
me,
put
with me,
it-
with me.
You done made it exclusive, so now you're trying to make that look on the gram, and that's not really what it is. The energy not there.
Yeah, everything
You're faking
changes.
it for the gram, but when you get together,
everything
you like,
everything does change.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's a good tip. That's a good tip for people listening out there. We also talked about something that I give you kudos for even bringing up, because you're in a relationship with a man that's of high profile. You're a beautiful high profile woman as well. But a lot of times we put different we put different boundaries on men and women, right?
Yes.
So there's never a time where you'll see a high-powered, beautiful woman and she's with a man and you'll be like, oh, well, I don't see them together, right? But when it comes to men, especially athletes or entertainers, there's a certain type of woman that we kind of expect them to go for, right?
And throughout our relationship, it's happened to us so many times. So if I was a woman with low self-esteem, I don't know how I would have coped. It's times we pulled up and they're like, oh, like, you know, like, you know, y'all, you know what I mean? It's like they don't put us together sometimes because I'm not Spanish or I'm not light skinned or I'm not what they.
At least
and it's okay. Excuse me. A lot of his guy friends come to our home and they're like, oh, you want to hook me up with somebody, but I don't like black girls. And I'm like, well, I'm black. Like most of my friends are black. I'm sorry. But it's like they don't like black girls. They emphasize it, and it's okay.
What is that?
I don't
Can you
know.
hear what
I
is
got
that?
a black queen. I'm trying to show them what it is. They don't want to follow suit. Hey, come to the house. I'm gonna pay you to talk to me. I'm gonna try to help you through your little red issue, your little white issue you got. This chocolate shake over here don't crack. You feel me?
I love that. And then you guys were on the show with a lot of other couples.
Let's talk about those couples.
A lot of other couples. I don't want to throw any shade on any other couples, but obviously y'all saw a lot of drama. Obviously there were probably some couples there that might not have been in the same place that you guys are.
Yeah.
What was it like being around other couples that may not have been there for the right reasons, maybe?
Man, that's crazy. I'm really going there to focus on me, you feel me? And I'm like, dang, this was the outside. I'm looking on their gram and it don't look like what I'm seeing in real life. So that's when I'm like, dang.
I wish somebody would have told us, like gave us a little 101 about reality TV, because we went in there thinking real help.
I'm going
and
to
this
try
is
to
real.
get better.
Right.
And then I'm seeing people who've been on air before really play the screen. And I'm like, I'm here for real. Like, I'm trying to get better for real. Y'all trying to get some money. I'm going to show y'all how to, you know.
Right.
But everyone on there was amazing, minus a person, or, you know. And I don't mind talking openly about it because, you know, that person needs help.
Right.
And there's only one person, and I really feel for his baby mother. Of
Oh,
course. Everyone knows that. Elena's over here. No, but it's like we came in the house. I thought that was going to be like, I'm like a girl that gravitates to men. They're my brothers immediately. And I thought that's what it was going to happen when I first met him. And once he seen that Althea and, you know, myself took a liking to one another, all hell broke loose.
Oh, you trying to be like her? She really, I'm like,
it was just crazy. And she's
want
a
your
strong
girl to be
woman,
like
but
her.
she's a strong woman outside of anything else.
She's
like
real estate as well.
Yes, and she's dope. And just to see a woman take that verbal abuse, and like he's horrible to her.
Are there any other couples that you guys really, really like connected with and really think are gonna be good.
Definitely Coolio and Mimi, that was cool. Sunday and Bree, we still talk to them every day.
And
They
Spin.
definitely gonna hit us. Spinning.
Q, we're gonna go to their wedding.
They getting
Okay.
married in 2
Yeah,
months.
so we got along with everybody. It was just one person in the house, just one.
Just-
It was,
But
but they put that cancer in there on purpose. They put that
cancer.
cancer in there to get us or whatever. They
Oh,
did
yeah,
a
but
good
But you
job.
gotta
Good
have some
ratings.
kind of spinning. I
Yes.
guess he was a spin, but I don't think
Man.
Yeah, good ratings.
you stand
Yeah,
up.
but
and,
everybody was amazing in their own right, seriously.
Yeah. What do you think people are going to enjoy most about the series, watching the series, and connect to the most?
I think seeing real situations and real people, like, we're very touchable, very sociable. So when you get to really tap in and write one of us and be like, yo, that show really changed, and we really like communicating back, cause this the energy we putting out.
Yeah.
So it kind of like feels good when like we get that same energy back, and when
Yeah.
they see it, it's gonna help a lot of people, and it's gonna point a lot of people out. But it's
Yeah.
all for the better though. They just really trust the process and see what we got going.
But each relationship is relatable
Yeah.
because there's women that date men that they know have 10, 15 other women and they're okay with it. So that's the situation. And then it's, people that's been together forever and you just know it's not going anywhere and you're still holding on.
Right.
And then, it's like all the situations was really, really relatable. And I can tell, I have a friend that's probably in every one of those situations. So
Yeah.
I think the world is going to relate because it's going to touch everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody. Well, you guys definitely support it, though. Make sure that you
Yes.
tune in to OWN for Love Goals. Make sure that you guys support. Give people your social media so they can
I'm
support you.
Theresa Bowe, Miss82 on Instagram. StopDon'tTouchMe.com, the website where you can get all the information about anything to do with predatory experiences, to educate yourself, educate your children. And remember, child safety is an adult's job.
Absolutely.
And on another note, it's your boy Money Bowe. Go follow me _Money Bowe on all major platforms. Check out my single On the Way. Christal Jordan, you've been the best. Thank you so much.
Really have.
We got crystal clear, y'all. They were so great. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have questions or comments, please leave them in the comments, and we'll make sure to get them to both Theresa and Money. Thank you guys for tuning in every week. This has been your host, Christal Jordan. Let's get crystal clear, and I will see you guys next time.